Hey, what's up you guys, it's Nick, welcome to my channel. So for this week's video I'm going to do a little more of a serious topic. I'm going to share my coming out story with you guys. I've been out for 6 years now, so I'm just going to share the story to help you guys out. Anyone who's looking to come out but doesn't know the right time to do it can check out my 6 tips on coming out video, and maybe by sharing my story it'll help some of you guys to share your story or to create your own story to come out, to be comfortable, to realize that you're not alone in this. So just to let you guys know, I'm not going to use anyone's real name in the story because I made peace with what happened with me. I'm not going to call anyone out. I'm not saying this story to throw anyone under the bus or blame anyone or anything. It's just to share to help whoever is looking to come out or has just recently come out and wants someone they could relate to. So when I was in 8th grade, I was outed. You know, I've known for the longest time I was gay. I knew when I was a little kid. Like, obviously you don't know what gay is, but you know that you're different. But when I was in 8th grade, I finally came to terms with it, so I guess I came out to myself, but to everyone else, except for my mom, I was outed. So what happened was I told my 2 friends, let's just call them Vanessa and Leanne. I told Vanessa and Leanne that I was gay. I came out to them, and someone else had heard me say it. Let's call her Mary. So Mary had heard me say it. So Mary that night texted Leanne and asked her if I was gay. And she texted her and she said, I know he's gay, he came out to me, I just wanted to verify it with you. And I didn't know any of this until I got to school the next day. So I get to school the next day and it's gym. I remember I was wearing my gym uniform. We go throughout the whole day because I gym at the end of the day, and I get to gym and suddenly everyone's asking me if it's true. Everyone's like, is it true, is it true? So I'm like, what? They're like, is it true that you're gay, that you came out? And I was 13 at the time. I had just accepted it myself. I didn't know how my family would react, how my parents would react. I didn't know how it got out. I was freaking out. I had like a panic attack. So what happened was I confronted Vanessa and Leanne about it because those were the only 2 people I told. Vanessa told me that she didn't tell anyone, and I believed her because she's been my best friend for years and years. And Leanne told me that she told one other person. So I asked her who she told. So she told me that she told Mary. And Mary and me had issues for a while. She just was not the nicest person. So Mary told me that she told everyone. She told everyone for fun. She thought it was funny, you know. I mean, to me at the time it wasn't. Like, it really freaked me out. Gave me an anxiety attack. I was depressed. I didn't know how my family would react. So there was nothing I could do about it. I was out and everyone found out and I had to come to terms with it. The next day, there was a new person in the school. She was in my grade. Her name was, I'll call her Susie. Susie comes up to me and goes, listen, I have friends who are gay, I have a cousin who's gay. If anyone starts shit with you or tries to fight you, you come to me and I'll protect you. And this is one of the things that I was almost scared for more than bullying. I didn't want people to treat me different. I didn't want to be a different person. I didn't want people to look at me weird or anything, and that's exactly what was happening. All of a sudden, all these people were trying to be my friends who I knew weren't, just because I was out now. All of a sudden, people were asking me all these different questions. They were treating me weird. The guys were acting weird around me because they thought I was attracted to them, which, let's be honest, I really wasn't. Like, no one in my class was my type. A couple weeks later, it started to die down, and then someone named, I'll call him Eddie. Someone named Eddie told this other kid, Daniel, I'll call him. Someone named Eddie told Daniel that I liked him. Now, Daniel took it upon himself to go to the principal and say that people were bullying him because I liked him. So the principal had decided to call me into her office and tell me that basically it was on me. That, like, I needed to hide myself, that I shouldn't have come out, all this crap. I had to deal with that I was outed, and then I was getting reprimanded for being out and for another kid getting bullied because there's a rumor going around that I like him, which wasn't even true. So that was another thing I had to deal with. I had to realize that people are going to treat me differently now. People are going to act a certain way around me, and not everything that happens to me is going to be fair. It was just something else I had to adjust to, which I could realize now. But back then, it was hard to see, you know, a 13-year-old who was just outed and now getting in trouble for being outed. It was hard. A couple months went by, and I started to, this happened in October, so by like November, December, the next part of the story happened. So a couple months went by, I was coming to terms with it. I was trying to become comfortable. After a while I realized it was a good thing and a weight lifted off my shoulders. I was finally relaxed, and I come home sick from school one day in like November or December of 8th grade, and suddenly my dad calls me. At the time, me and my dad didn't really have the best of relationships, so it was always a little stressful when we talked to each other. Like, we're better now, we're closer now, but at the time we didn't. He called me and he told me that he knew. So I started to panic. I started to freak out because I wasn't the one to tell him and I didn't know how he would react to it. So I asked him how he found out, and he told me that my principal took it upon herself 2 months after I was outed to call him and tell him that I was gay, because she felt it was her place to do that. So I remember that phone call. I really had like a full-blown hyperventilating, crying anxiety attack because suddenly one of my biggest fears came true and my dad found out I was gay. So before he can even tell me what he thought of it or anything, he just told me that he knew. I told him I had to go and I hung up on him, and I called my best friend right away. I called Vanessa right away because she's been so supportive through everything. She's helped me through everything. She's one of my absolute best friends, and still to this day I can't thank her enough for what she's done for me. So I called her right away and I started freaking out, and I was like yelling and crying, and like she could barely understand me, and I told her he knew, and she was like, who knows? So I told her my dad knew, and I told her that our principal told my dad, and she stayed on the phone with me for an hour. She was really good with me. She helped me calm down, she helped me rationalize it, she helped me realize that it'd be okay, that they were going to find out sooner or later. I calmed down, I thanked her, and I still appreciate that so much because she helped me, I think, more than she even knew. She really helped me through all this so much. She helped me really, she was the one who really helped me figure out that I was actually fully gay. I hung up with her, I calmed down, and after a while, after finally being calm, I called my dad back, and I was really nervous. My dad told me that he has to understand a couple things, but he loves me and accepts me no matter what, and I'm his son and he'll always love me. So I appreciated that, and I get that it's an adjustment for people, that they can't be like 100% understanding of every single aspect of it right then and there. So I was perfectly fine with him saying he accepts me and loves me, and I was happy about that. Then I knew I had to tell the rest of my family. A couple months after that, I was going for the Catholic high school admission test in New York City. You have to take an admission test to get into Catholic high school. So I was going to classes for that. So I was driving home with my mom one day from the class because she picked me up, and I just told her in the car. I just blurted it out, and she like thought she misheard me, so she said, what? And I told her, Mom, I'm gay. And she said okay, and she didn't say anything else about it, and we really didn't talk about it for a while afterwards. And it was hard for me because I didn't know if she was accepting, I didn't know if she acknowledged it, I really didn't know what was happening. A couple weeks went by and she didn't say anything about it, so we were driving somewhere else and we were talking in the car, just the two of us, and she had made a comment about me marrying a woman, me having a wife, and I told her flat out, Mom, I told you this already, I am gay, it's not going to change, I've always been that way, I will always be that way, I'm not going to have a wife, I'm going to have a husband if I get married. And that's when it really hit her, like, he's serious about this. You know, at first she said, oh, you're too young, you don't know, blah blah blah, all that crap. But eventually she knew, like, okay, he's serious, he knows he is, and she loves me and accepts me. You know, it took her a while to adjust. It took an adjustment period for her because she was worried. She didn't want me to have a hard life, to go through bullying, which I did, but I made it through. She didn't want me to have this hard life because this was in 2010, I think, not even 2011 yet. So a lot of stuff that is more understanding now wasn't back then. And she has an uncle who's gay, she has a brother who's gay, and she's seen what they had to go through, so she didn't want that for me. But she told me that she would love and accept me, and eventually she was very understanding about it. Now, my siblings is a whole nother story. I didn't come out to my brother until almost a full year after I was outed. My brother doesn't have a filter, really, So he'll say stuff and he doesn't realize it's offensive or anything, so he'd keep on making these jokes or comments, and he wouldn't, that weren't necessarily gay friendly, and he wouldn't understand why I was getting so upset about it. He'd be like, relax, relax, it doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you. So finally I just snapped, and I freaked out on him, and I told him. And ever since then, he was really understanding. He picks on me all the time, like brothers do, nothing serious, but I know that he has my back 100%. He accepts me, you know, he's met my boyfriend, he likes my boyfriend, they get along, and he loves me, I love him, and he's always there for me. You know, me and my brother have been through a lot together, so we fight all the time, but we know we have each other's backs. And then my sister, I was out since 8th grade. I didn't come out to my sister until the summer going into junior year. No, I didn't come out to my sister until I was already a junior, actually, because I started dating my boyfriend the summer going into junior year, and I didn't come out to her until a month or 2 months after I started dating him. I didn't want to tell her because I didn't like telling a lot of people. Eventually though, I had to tell her. People were coming up to me and they were telling me she's asking, she knows, she figured out that that's your boyfriend. So finally I sat her down and I said, Jess, listen, this is my boyfriend, I'm gay. And she said, I know, I'm not stupid, and I love you anyway. And that was that. And she was perfectly fine with it. She was happy with it. So slowly but surely I came out to the rest of my family one by one, and I was very fortunate because they were very accepting. You know, I have a very warm, welcoming family, and they're all very accepting, and they all care about me, and they all just want to see me happy. That's kind of the end of my story, but I think the most important part to realize is coming out is hard, being outed is even harder, and at the time it seemed like the end of the world. But I'm not mad at Eddie and Eddie and Mary. That's not their real names, but I'm not mad at them. I've made my peace with them. I honestly thank them because even though it was a horrible thing to do and it was really hard for me to get through, it forced me to become the person I am today. It forced me to become comfortable with me. It forced me to become comfortable in my own skin and to be out and happy and just myself, that I don't second guess kissing my boyfriend or holding his hand or being gay or starting a family with a husband or anything. I just live my life completely happy with who I am. So even though it was such a hard thing to get through, I'm grateful that I went through it because now I'm happy with the person I've become, and I'm happy with my boyfriend, who I love, who I've been with since 2013, and I hope to be with until, who knows, forever, hopefully. I hope my story inspired you guys. I hope my story related to some of you guys maybe. So if you want to share your stories, if you want to ask me any questions, if you want help on how you should go about coming out, just write in the comments. I'm going to link my Twitter and Instagram. You can contact me through there, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys like this video. I'll try to post every Thursday if I can. So I'll see you guys next time.